Dias, Gunners Collective TV. Back at it, you already know. Like a motherfucking smack addict. Bye up, bye up, bye up. In a menudo style in a direct fashion, we're going to get straight into the content of the day. But before we do, let's hit that like and subscribe button. Ding. Put your notification bell on all so that way you're directed in the direction of the dope content I'm kicking. And I highly appreciate all the support, man. We're going up on this channel, and it's all because of you. And for that, I can say I'm very humbled, and I'm very much so appreciative. I know I couldn't do without you, so thank you. Let's talk about Lil Cuete, right? First and foremost, man, I commend that vato on his baptismal, right? Being baptized. You know, it seems to be the trend nowadays. Maybe not necessarily being baptized, but becoming a Christian. And hey, I ain't mad at you. If that's what you choose to do in your life, if your higher power influences you to do better, to do greater, not later, but now, then it is what it is. But I ain't gonna lie, I was pretty skeptical when it came to Lil Cuete because I haven't spoken on Lil Cuete, period. You know, I've just been watching his wiggle and watching the way that he's been moving. And it was highly suspect in some form or fashion when it came to, you know, these beefs with Mr. Criminal. And of course, a beef with Ryder G. Man, shout out to Ryder G right off the top, man. I like that vato. This is someone who I could never see an active Southsider, Sureño, Norteño, anyone who's really doing it in the streets like that, beef with. And I'm going to tell you why and explain to you exactly why. When I seen that Cuete was basically trying to punk Ryder G, but Ryder G held his own in a real way, I was like, come on now, bro. That's just at the point of bullying right there. That's a bullying tactic. Leave that vato alone. We all could see, unless you're Ray Charles, right, that Ryder G is just a little bit different, man. And not different in a bad way. Just, come on now, pobrecito, leave him alone. I hate people that, you know, try to punk people or bully people because of one thing or another, or because they see them as less than or as victims. You know, that's predator to prey. And the word predator I don't like, right? And I don't think anyone does. So when I seen that, I was kind of skeptical about Cuete just because, yeah, if you want to beef with Criminal, Homes, you guys have a history there. It is what it is. I like that rap diss that he came out with. You know, cool. But if you want to go in on someone like Ryder G, bro, talking about you pull up and you'll do this and you'll beat his ass and all, come on now, bro, stop it. Stop it, bro. That's expected. If you can't, now that's something that'll make you wonder, right? But to even sit and go back and forth with a vault of that caliber, man, what does that tell you about yourself, right? Anyways, with that being said, man, no disrespect towards Cuete. I'm just going to call it as I sees it with no cut, no added preservative, no B12, right? Just straight up. Pura. At 10.5 a key, it's like this. Cuete has decided to change his ways. Is it real? Is he Bible thumping? Is it a crutch? Is he running from something? Is he running from something of his past? Those are the true questions. And now a lot of people are coming up with stories, but I'm not here to spread false propaganda or stories that I can't say are real or not. I'm just going to tell you, I'm proud of the fact that he took the initiative to post on his own storyline, his own Instagram, show everyone, his own channel that, you know, he was baptized. And hopefully, man, he changes his ways and it leads to more success in his life form. Because sometimes when you're in the streets and you're gangbanging and you're doing the same old thing and you're causing chaos and conflict, man, you have to, I've always said, you have to go back to your room by yourself, unless you have a boyfriend like Wes Watson, and that's totally different, right? But if you just go back by yourself and look in the mirror and you got to reanalyze and update your life, Holmes, you know, update your CD-ROM and realize the shit that you've been doing and putting out there is bad energy. You're going to receive bad energy. And shit gets real tricky real fast, especially down south in Southern California. It gets ugly fast. Do you want to gain popularity and clout and all that by the good deeds you do? Or do you want to do it by being a drama queen and all the bullshit? You know, I would think the first door is the best option. You know, if you truly give yourself to the Lord and your higher power, no one can knock that. There might be people that talk shit that don't believe you're doing it for the right reasons. But at the end of the day, you don't have nothing to prove to any other man but yourself. The fact that Lil Cuete posted his baptismal is proof enough, man, that he's not discouraged in his walk. That he doesn't care what other people say or think about him. At the end of the day, man, that vato's going to do him, and I respect that. That's real gangster shit right there in real life. Anytime someone does something outside of the box or outside of the norm that he knows other people are going to talk shit about, but he don't care, well, you got to commend that vato. But there's always a but, you know. But someone is posting there's people talking shit. They're saying that he's running from a tricky charge in the past or some bad behaviors, right? Now, I don't know that to be true. And whether or not that is the truth, and he's doing the Mr. Criminal right and trying to get away from some bullshit, well, I guess, man, we're going to see. Because, see, people don't turn towards the Lord or ask for forgiveness and all that until they need him. See, that's the problem with society. That's the problem with humans in general. Even myself, I can't be a hypocrite. You know, when you're out there running and gunning and you're on top and you're doing big things, that's all me. I got that. I did that, right? But when you're down bad, man, when you hit rock bottom, when you're out there panhandling on the side of the road, when it's fucking, the struggle is real, man, when everyone's against you, when your back's against the wall and your dick is in the dirt. When you're struggling, then it's like, Lord, please help me. Where was all that? Where was your antennas and all that? Lord, help me. When you were bubbling up and balling out of control and clowning other people and disrespecting them for being Pastor Silverlake and all that. Speaking of Pastor Silverlake, the lip licking has begun. What's up with it, Mr. Crim? So Criminal, there was a big thing that Criminal had went Cristiano, he went Christian, and that they were calling him Pastor Silverlake, but he never showed him being baptized. He never showed himself going to church. None of that. He just basically said he was going to change his life over. He was having like G-face, a spiritual, that's another one, a spiritual awakening, right? Now, I seen a comment the other day that made me actually do this video because I know Dubs did a video on Lil Cuete, and because I don't know Lil Cuete like that, I was kind of just going to back up and let that be the reason and kind of stay out the way. But I was asked in my live if I had a perspective on it. I did, and I do, right? And then I was also asked why all the Southerners, all of a sudden, these Southside rappers are leaning towards the Lord. And I said, well, hold up. Who? They said, well, G-Face. I said, G-Face didn't say he was leaning towards the Lord. He said he had a spiritual awakening. And who wouldn't have a spiritual awakening when half of fucking Los Angeles wants to smack your ass, right? When you done told on everybody but no jumper. Who the fuck wouldn't want to have a spiritual awakening? He had an epiphany. What does that mean? That means an awakening. He awoke one day and said, damn, I told on everyone and people want to get me. That's not turning Christian. That's getting turned out, right? That's turning towards whatever higher power will have them. You know, and there's a few out there that don't want to get told on. So they probably won't do that. So G-Face, I don't even classify him as a Southern California rapper. He was just a baboso man with an agenda. And money and greed and clout meant more to him and continues to mean more to him than, you know, his camaradas, his homeboys, his barrio. Which barrio he's from, at this point, I couldn't really tell you, you know, who he is. Because you could show pictures of him back in the days and he swears up and down that ain't him. Well, Little Ghost, let me tell you this, bro. Whatever he turns to, may the force be with them. And the powers that may be, man, hopefully it's all good and that's what it is. But as far as him turning Christian, he never said that. He just said he had a spiritual awakening. Now, when it comes to Crim, right? What did I say, Crim? The guy that kicked me off his TikTok because he said I said he licks his lips too much. To which I replied he does, and he did. We all know what went down with Mr. Criminal. Whether you choose to believe it or not, no disrespect towards him, but there was some ugly paperwork floating around, and cool, it is what it is, man. Whether that Vato decided to say too much or he didn't, you know, there's AI, there's people that smut you up. I don't know what is what's true, but I do know this. You know, out of the blue, that Vato disappeared off YouTube. He disappeared for a while. Now he's on TikTok begging for fucking galaxies, right? But he was, and this is the truth, he was on TikTok, on YouTube going hard with this podcast. And he was going at it with a few people, man. And his cobijas got pulled. And then that Vato turned Christian for a day and then decided it wasn't him. And I don't know. So that was another Vato they asked me about. What about Mr. Criminal turning Christian? He's another one. You know what? I can't call it like an alcoholic when it comes to him. That's just plain old fashioned, divert attention that way so I could do this over here, right? Whether it had anything to do with the telling thing or whatever, or maybe too many people were talking shit and he just was feeling the heat. Because, man, it's upsetting when a lot of people are going in on you. No one truly understands or could express to you how it is. See, I can. I've had a lot of people turn their back on me and go against me and say whatever they wanted. And I had to take it on the chin like a real soldado and keep pushing, man, and do what I have to do for my family and for the betterment of myself. And another understanding, I wasn't innocent in all actions. I participated in the back and forth. I participated in the disrespect. So guess what, Holmes? I did that. I didn't turn towards the Lord because let me give you guys a newsflash. I said I've always been with the Lord. See, the shit don't stop with me. You see that? That's the Virgen, the Virgin Mary. And let me explain to you as a Catholic, standing my ground, I don't have to turn towards the Lord because the Lord is always with me. See, I don't use the Lord as a crutch. I still, in my endeavors, I pray to God for forgiveness for the bullshit I do, the shenanigans that I pull. But at the end of the day, man, I know my higher power is rocking with me because I'm rocking with him 100. That's a fact. I don't need him as a crutch. I don't need people to understand my religion or push it on them or any of that. Hey, we have our own relationship, me and God, and we're going to live like that, or I'm going to live like that until I'm not no more. And then I will meet my maker and be judged according to what I've done in this world. And I'll tell you right now, I've done a lot more bad than good, but my good is starting to catch up. That's a fact, right? Shout out to the black and brown and my Wood brothers. Now, with all these dudes doing this, it does seem like a trend, right? And now that Cuete is doing it, that he's turned Christian and got baptized, people are looking at it some type of way. Like, do we really believe this shit? Is this real? At the end of the day, who cares if it is or it isn't? He's just a Southern California rapper that has decided, man, to maybe change his life for the better. That's a great thing. You should be trying to uplift the man rather than kick him when he's down. And regardless if he's doing it to run away from some past charges or some deviant or bad behavior, man, so what? That's on him, man. Each man has to deal with their toils when they foil, or they foil when they toil. Hey, that's on him. If it catches up to him, regardless of what he did and why he did it, is not the fucking case here. The story is that he got baptized, man, and that he's going to change. But there's always a but, right? Is he going to stick to the grind and really be about that? Because that Christian life means that you don't have any more beef or any more pleito with anyone, that you don't judge anyone else. When you walk with the Lord, Holmes, and you're baptized, you're reborn again. That means you're a new man. That means all your past is to the past. You leave it where it's at and you continue to walk, but you walk with the Lord. And the Lord doesn't go in on people and clown people with mental challenges. Doesn't fucking clown people for their past mistakes and what they've done. Doesn't clown people for turning Christian, then you do it yourself 2 weeks later or a month later. That's not what happens. See, when you walk with the Lord, you have to walk with the Lord in a godly way. So we'll see if this Vato can stick to the grind and do that. Or if he just decided one of his homeboys pumped him up, is like, hey, get baptized, bro. It's fucking like swimming. And he did that. Come on, hey, it's supposed to spread. We'll see. We will see. But truly, man, I believe that this guy's changing his ways. And that's a great thing. That's a positive thing in your life. See, I've had homeboys that turned Christian, man, that really stuck to it. And I've had homeboys that turned Christian and backslid. That's the thing God hates the most, man. Someone who uses his name or once you turn Christian and then you fall back, that's the worst thing you can do, man. And again, in this world, you're going to have to face your enemigos, your enemies, people that want to take you off the map. You're going to have to face adversaries, trolls, people that hate on you just because you're you. You're going to have to face all that, but that ain't shit, man, when it comes to the Lord. When you face him and his son, now that's a different type of story. That's when you're really going to have to own up to your shit, and you can't lie because he already knows what it is, right? It's like Santa Claus. You better not shout, better not cry. You better not like what I'm telling you why, right? So the story is not if he's running from some weird shit, but the story is rather if he's just really Christian, he's going to stick to it. And if he does, more power to him, many blessings. That's a great thing, my fella, right? If not, well, then I ain't going to be surprised because so many people in the social media game nowadays will do anything for a few views. Man, I seen Vatos fucking just strip butt naked and run through McDonald's. Look, I'm a gangster, I'm a gangster, I'm a gangster, I'm a gangster, right? I've seen people disrespect people, walk up on them and hit them. There was a bad trend that was going on a while back where a bunch of these Africanos were socking up old people. And then there was a bunch of things where a bunch of people, black, brown, white, everybody were beating up, the corn man. They were beating up the fucking palatero man for some type of fame. And it was a lot of this younger generation and people slapping tortillas in people's faces and just a bunch of different shit that I've seen where I thought, wow, that's what this world is coming to. And it seems like the trend now is Vatos being baptized and turning towards the Lord. But most of it's old school. See, it's the trend, but it's not per se just a trend that started now. It's been going on. I've been in prison with guys that decided that for whatever reason, they're going to stop gangbanging and turn towards the Lord. And conveniently, it was right before a fucking melee or a riot, or they had to whack someone or something. It's like, hey, bro, your ticket's coming up, homie. Are you ready? Frontline status is about to be on and cracking. I got you. The next day, what happened, bro? I don't know, the Lord touched me last night. Nah, that wasn't him. That was me trying to wake you up, Holmes, because it was time for you to be on poste. Oh, fool, no, it was the Lord. No, it wasn't, bro. Well, fuck it then. If you want to call me the Lord, many blessings. Look, bro, get your ass up. It's time for you to post up. I can't do it, bro. I got to go to church, right? I bet you do. You know, I have nothing bad to say about God. God is a great thing. When he touches your life, he touches your life. And he usually comes at you when you hit rock bottom and when you need him the most. So you don't have to yell out and cry out for the Lord. He knows what you need, and he's going to give you what you need, and not nothing more and nothing less. And that's a true fact and a true statement. You could be rich in this life, but poor in the afterworld, man. You could be in the afterworld. You could be poor as fuck here, but rich, you know, beyond your dreams, because your soul is enriched, man. Oh, I could give you game all day when it comes to the Bible because I'm a true believer, a firm believer in it. But at the end of the day, basic instructions before leaving earth, then you have to do what you have to do so that way maybe God does forgive you. And Cuete has decided to do that. Cuete has decided to get baptized and rock and roll gangster. Don't step on my PIA, motherfucker. He's decided to go that route and leave the gang banging and leave the street mentality to the past. Now, just because you turn Christian don't mean you're not from your hood anymore, or you're not in good standing. It just means, man, that you're working and rocking differently now. You know, you can't have 1 foot in, 1 foot out, though. You can't really be in the streets gang banging, kicking at the vodka, drinking, doing all that, disrespecting people, and then be going to church on Sunday and think God's going to forgive that shit, because after a while, it becomes old, right? So we'll see what happens. That's my take on it, man. For the people saying, hey, man, a lot of these Southside rappers are turning towards the Lord, man. What's going on here? Nah. Again, man, G-Face don't count on any level, right? Mr. Criminal, you know, you would think I would have a lot of bad things to say about him besides him licking his lips and plucking his eyebrows, but I really don't. At the end of the day, truly, how do I feel? I feel like the boy was trying to fucking get rid of all the cagada. He was trying to avoid the noise, right? He was trying to avoid all the paperwork and all the bullshit. So he did whatever he had to do to get the shine off him. And lightweight, it worked. You know, there's people that still fuck with him or whatever. And that's cool, man, to each their own. With Cuete, out of the three, I believe Cuete is truly doing this. Not for clout, not for shine, but I think he really did turn Christian. And I commend him and respect him for that. Hey, it beats watching him baptized than it does calling out Ryder G. Shout out to Ryder G, man. You know, again, you know, I had a friend, Donnie, for those that have watched my channel for a long time, and man, Donnie was the homie, and I treated him like one of the fellas. Hey, no different. If I clowned on him too. He clowned back, believe me. He was smarter than you think. And I have a lot of love for Donnie to this day, you know, and he went through his difficulties, and he was mentally challenged. That didn't mean nothing to me. Once a friend, always a friend. And I rock with them. I would never allow anyone to call him out or disrespect him or pull up on him. To me, first of all, that's not a man doing that. That's a woman doing some weird shit. And not even women get down like that, right? That's some old predator shit. You know, so when I seen Cuete going at it with Ryder G, I know Ryder G could talk a little shit. You know, he ain't no punk, no sucker. He'll talk his shit. But at the end of the day, as a grown man with the mental capacity to understand, man, you got to know when to hold them and know when to fold them, because it's not a good look. So if Cuete is truly turned Christian and baptized and all that, respects, man. That sure does beat, you know, calling out a mentally challenged person, man. Facts. With that being said, you know, take it how you guys want to take it. It's no disrespect intended. I'm just keeping it real and uncut here. You know, that's how I feel. You know, there's a lot of people that do use God as a crutch. They do what are considered Bible thumpers. But just because you turn to the Lord doesn't make you that. You know, I got a lot of good homeboys that have went that route, man, and their life changed tremendously. You know, God will bless you. You know, I could tell you a little story. I got married years ago. My first marriage. I don't even know how many times I've been married, to tell you the truth. But my first marriage, I forget. My first marriage, you know, we were living together, and her family was very Christian, and they felt we were living in sin. And I remember the pastor, which was her father, pulled me to the side. He said, look, bro, you know, if you truly love my daughter, if you truly want to be together, why don't you guys get married and do it the right way? And you'll have blessings. And I was looking for a job. I couldn't find a job. The struggle was real, right? And we did that. We did that not only to appease them, but because that's what we felt was the right thing to do. The same day we got married, which was about 6 months after I put in this application, the same day, fucking hours after getting married, I got a phone call. They said they needed me at that job. They hired me. Straight tremendous opportunity, big job. I was like, damn, the Lord provide. And my pastor father-in-law at the time says, I told you. I said, shit, this is real. That's when I knew. But even before that, you know, as a kid, going up, making my Holy Communion and all that, I knew. Anyways, with that being said, I don't want to get too much into the Bible, man, because some people it's a turnoff, but it's the truth, man. If you don't like listening to the truth, go find Bigfoot and listen to lies. Thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive for what I honestly and truly believe in, and that's the betterment of all people. Shout out and respects to Lil Cuete for doing that, man. I hope you stay on the right path, that's it, and I hope you don't get detoured by all the motherfuckers that'll be on your back and hating on you. Because the truth of the matter is, you're doing what most people are scared to do, and that's be real. The gun.